Dear friends, my name is Zsolt Balla, and I'm speaking to you right now from Leipzig, Germany. I would like to thank the opportunity to speak to you, to the Holocaust Education Resource Center and the Coalition for Jewish Learning of Milwaukee. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to speak to the Beitar Hillel Academy students as well, and I feel really honored to be connected to you in your initiative of repairing the glass. As I told you, I speak to you from Leipzig, Germany. Leipzig is about an hour and a half south from Berlin. This is a historical place. Jewish history here is close to a millennia old. This was a joining point of two trade routes. That's why the Leipzig Fair was very, very popular back in its days. And there were plenty of synagogues here. But right now I'm speaking to you from the only one that remained intact in the pogrom night. I don't call it pogrom, I don't call it Kristallnacht. Many people call it the Kristallnacht, which means the night of the crystal. But the word crystal has a positive connotation to it. And this is something that we in Germany don't really do. Not just we Jews, but everybody here in Germany knows that that night was just the beginning of horrors later. So people call it here the pogrom night, or as you call the night of the broken glass. This really describes better what happened. That night, here in the city of Leipzig, 16 synagogues been burnt down to the ground. All the other synagogues, except this one where I'm speaking to you right now, was burnt down. This is the only one that stayed, and the reason is because this one was the only one that has not been built as a shul at the beginning. We are now standing in a space that when the building was built was just an apartment. And later on in 1903, a little group of Jews who came from the city of Brody. Brody today is in the vicinity of Lvov in the Ukraine. They settled here and they wanted to build their own shul. So in 1903, they bought the space and they, within 1 year, built it to a shul. But from the street front, one cannot recognize. But this was not the reason why this synagogue remained. Rather, that this synagogue was part of the structure. Had they burnt this synagogue as well, all the other buildings in the neighborhood would have been burnt down, including the apartments that are above the synagogue. By the way, I myself with my family, I happen to live here in this very same building above this synagogue. This is a historical place, the only synagogue that is standing today in Leipzig. Our community is a relatively small community. We have 1,300 members. And you have to know that at the end of the 80s and the early 90s, the number of Jews here in the city was close to 25, 26. The only reason the community today has more than 1,300 souls is due to the immigration from the former Soviet Union. In this city, not only in the city in Leipzig, but all similar cities in Germany, the only reason why there's a Jewish population today is due to the fact that from the former Soviet Union in the beginning of the 90s, close to 120, 150,000 Jews settled not in Leipzig, not in Israel, but rather in Germany. That brought back Jewish life to small communities that were about to vanish. So we are here today only due to that opportunity. And we don't know why this happened, but this is an opportunity for us. And it's a great thing that my small community here can connect to yours. It's actually a miracle on its own why I'm speaking to you. You have to know I was born in Budapest. You might know that Budapest is the capital of Hungary. What does a Hungarian Jew do in Germany? How did I end up here? I was raised in a socialist family. I did not even know that I was Jewish until the age of 9. Later on, when I discovered my Jewish roots and I had the opportunity to study in a Jewish high school in Budapest, established by the Lauder Foundation, the Ronald S. Lauder Foundation. And I came at the age of 23 to study in a yeshiva, to the most unexpected place where one could think of a yeshiva, happened to be in Berlin, Germany. So I came here close to 14 years ago. I studied for almost 8 years. I've been trained to be a rabbi, an Orthodox rabbi here in Germany. And close to 6 years ago, I moved to this city, the city where my wife was brought up. My wife was 13 years old when she and her family came with the Jews from the Ukraine and settled here in Leipzig. They found a new home, and now it's our task to rebuild Jewish life, to bring back the Jewish roots to those community members who, throughout the Soviet times and the former Soviet Union, did not have the chance to study about Judaism, about Yiddishkeit. Here in this place, one would expect that there's no light, but we are the only minyan in about 200-kilometer radius next to Berlin that has a daily minyan. We have prayer services here every morning, every mincha, and every mariv. I hope you're gonna get to see the pictures when the synagogue was full for the Brit Milah of my child. We try to do our best to bring Jewish life back to the city. There are places here that are only commemorating that there used to be Jewish life. For example, the memorial where the main big synagogue of Leipzig used to stand. There are today only chairs to show that here something is missing. About a year and a half ago, in the summer, in a very emotional event, we brought back one more time, maybe one last time, prayer to the place where it has been annulled, when it has been made impossible. At those chairs, we held a Kabbalah Shabbat for over 300 people. Guests from all over the world came. It was very, very emotional. I'm very, very glad to connect to you, and I'm happy to be part of repairing the glass. And you have to know that you have a crucial part in it as well. Without you, and you knowing that there's Jewish life here, there's no way we can repair that glass. Thank you very much, and I hope that we'll be able to connect further on.